Hello, dear friends. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Treadmill Tuesday. And today our inspiration series is done while on a treadmill. And besides being inspiring, we try to take a lesson from the treadmill as well and our exercising. And the last few days we've been talking about what we've seen happening in America, and it's hit other countries. It's hit Montreal as well the other day. Yesterday seemed quiet, where all of a sudden there's an incredible amount of anger that is being let out, violence, looting, and all other types of terrible things that are happening in our society. And what's very often being spoken about is that these people are being instigated by others who are coming in. Some of them are professional anarchists. Some of them are just troublemakers, taking advantage of the situation. Obviously, there's a lot of anger and upsetness about what happened, and rightfully so. But there are ways and methods to deal with it, and we're not here to talk about that now. But I want to address today who is responsible. When we talk about responsibility, who is really responsible? What happens when people who will go and protest peacefully, and all of a sudden they're egged on by others, and someone gets up on a mic and really starts touching some raw emotions, starts waking people up towards feeling even angrier and more negative. And then they get them to the point that they also want to join in and create a little of a destruction and loot, break windows, take away people's businesses and livelihood, burn buildings. Very often, as we know, they're hurting themselves because it's happening in their communities. The people who are involved, and the question is, who is responsible at that point? Is it the instigators who are responsible, the people who come in and really create the ruckus, and everyone else is just following along and sort of like caught in the wind? Or the person who's doing the act itself? And here we find in Judaism where it's very, very clear that responsibility for our actions lies in one place only, and that is within ourselves. Nobody is responsible for our actions except ourselves. There's even a halacha, Jewish law, the ein shliach l'dvar avera. Even if someone hires me as a hitman and is paying me, and I'm going to do it because I was asked by someone else to do it, if I carry out that murder, I am the murderer. The other person, God will punish him, but he has no part of this crime in a real sense, because he asked me? No, I'm the one who did it. I am the one who makes the choice of how I'm going to behave. And the idea that we are responsible for our actions is something that's so fundamental in Jewish life that we can never blame anyone else for our actions. Even if we have every right and reason to blame people who played a role in our life, or the fact they didn't give us the right upbringing of how to behave, that never excuses our actions. Our actions we own. You are the one who has to act. No one else can make you act. Now, obviously, if someone forces you, ties your hand and forces you, and forces you to act that you can't have no choice, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the fact that when you make that own decision, I'm going to act, no matter what's going on around you, no matter how much excitement and how much people have riled you up, you can never, ever excuse your action. You are always in control. You are responsible. If you were influenced by others, that's part of your responsibility. Why were you influenced? There are many people who feel at times they want to hurt someone else. They want to do something which is wrong and criminal, but they hold themselves back because they know the consequences. And we know that at the end of the day, I'm responsible for my actions. And in Judaism, it's always like that. Your actions, you're responsible. Never think that someone else will be responsible. And in a time when we as people are told that when we are down, let's look who to blame. Is it our parents? Is it our teachers? Is it society? Is it our workplace? We're always looking for people to blame and to shoulder the cause of why we're down. We must always remember that we have full responsibility for ourselves. If I'm in a situation and I behave a certain way, it's me who is responsible for my behavior, no one else. And in the real court, the court of heaven, that is the way it's clearly seen. And not only are we responsible for our behavior, we're also responsible for our speech. No one can ever get us angry enough or upset enough that we say things and we say that have no control. You have control. As long as your mental health is fine, you have full control over your speech, your action, and I'll tell you even more, you have full control over your thought as well. So just like we get on the treadmill, because we realize that my health, it lies only with me. I am the one responsible for my health. No one else can do it. Because health, if you don't take it in your own hands, it won't happen by osmosis, it won't happen by where you live, it won't happen by how wealthy or how poor you are. It will only happen if you take responsibility to start doing what you need to do, to be healthy, to exercise, and so too it is in everything in life. Responsibility lies with one person, that is me alone. So wow, how great each one of us are, that we are in control. We're the gatekeepers of our action, of our speech, and even our thoughts. That's not easy. Thoughts is a different story. That takes a big struggle. Sometimes even speech takes struggle, because it's so easy to speak. And for many, even action takes struggle. But at the end of the day, there's only one person responsible. And let's wish you success in carrying that responsibility well. Within society, when you're home alone, you're in control. Never think someone else is in control of your life. It's only you, no one else. Be well.